Hey guys, Derek here from 515 Fishing. Gonna do part 2 of our navionics video here tonight. We talked about the navionics app and how it could be useful for you in ice fishing and kayak fishing or just checking out a new lake last time. In this video I'm just going to talk about some more of the details on the navionics app. So I'm going to stick with the Big Creek Lake and we're going to go through some of the things that I look for when looking at a map. So here we have the lake itself. I'm just going to zoom in so we can talk about some of the different things I'm going to look for. So when I'm looking for, or I'm looking at a new lake, some of the things I'm going to look at are these holes. So you can see right here we've got a little drop off here. Holes are humps. So just quick changes in depth. I like to see if there's a hole. I like to target crappie and walleye in some of those holes, or some of these really steep drops. You can see over here in this area, you got a really steep drop. You can tell that by the collection of contoured lines there, the darker collection, followed by a hole or a hump here. Now, when you look at Big Creek here, you can notice that some of these areas, if the lines aren't as tightly packed like they were here, this is a more gradual drop off. So this is just a way to kind of help you read the map if you're not used to ever looking at something like this. Now some of these maps do have indicators like this one where it says walleye and bass, crappie, and those are good starting points, but if you're doing research, I would go off what you like to fish first rather than depend on some of that. The great thing with these maps too is, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more here, are some of the structures they show you. You can see this blue dotted line here is an old creek bed. It's another great area to fish. And that's part of this, is just knowing the structures you like. And I mentioned before being able to save locations on this. So if I were to save a location here, it would pinpoint that spot, and next time I go to Big Creek, I can go to the same exact spot right here. So it saves that on my app for me. And if I was to be at, let's say, this boat ramp right here, so I park right here, I'm going ice fishing, I get in this boat ramp. When I pull up my navionics app, it's going to show a red arrow right here, and let's say I pull up my app and I want to go to this spot right here. Well, as I walk on the ice and get closer, the arrow is going to move until I am right exactly on that spot. So that's just kind of a cool feature I like on the navionics app for saving your locations. Other things I'm going to look at, some areas to even stay away from. Without using this app, sometimes, you don't look at a lake map before you go, you might not know how shallow some of this area is, or you don't have the drop-offs that you'd like. This also tells you, hey, you've got, a dock here, a fixed dock, you've got a swim area over here. It'll tell you if there's some road beds in the lake, creek beds, I've already mentioned that. So I mean, it gives you a lot of information that sometimes even your DNR sites may not have. It'll even mention right here, it says a fish tractor. Talks about rocks here. They'll talk about artificial structures a lot of times. So those are just some tips that when using the Navionics app I'd like to point out. If you guys have questions on the video or about the Navionics app, feel free to shoot them my way. I am by no means an expert. It's just one tool that I love using, especially during the ice fishing season. It can also be used in open water as well. Biggest thing here is going to a new lake or revisiting a lake that you like to go to and trying new spots, and saving those spots for future use. So if you guys feel free to comment, shoot your questions my way. Good luck until next time. Tight lines, everybody.